Phil Stefanik with Turning Point Propellers, and today we're going to show you how to take a propeller off a boat and put it back on a boat correctly. And the safety procedures. The safety procedure is make sure your engine is off, the kill switch is pulled, unit is in neutral so that you can turn the prop either way to take it on or off. I use a block of wood. This one I'm going to take the nut off. You put the block of wood on. The motor that we're using right now is a Suzuki, and it has a cotter pin that you have to take out. Other motors don't have that, and we will show you that later in the video. The tools you'll need for the cotter pin is a screwdriver to bend it down. And one tip I can give you is do not bend your cotter pin more than 45 degrees. If you do that, it makes it very difficult to get it out of your hub. I use the dikes just to pull it out. Comes out pretty simple. Once that's done, then you can take a wrench, and most of these on the V6 engines use a 1/16 socket. I use a tool to do this. Makes it very easy. Take your nut off, take your spacers off, which I just dropped. One thing that you need to do is to check your thrust washer. Sometimes you gotta hit it, and as you see, there's a bunch of line wrapped around the shaft. You need to check that at least once a month to make sure that you don't have fishing line wrapped around, because it can actually eat the seal away. Now, what you need to do is clean your shaft. This one's already got grease on it. You want to put a little bit of grease on the splines only. Slide your thrust washer on, line your propeller up, slide it on, put your spacer system in, flat washer goes on, then your nut goes back on. And again, I use a tool because it's just so much faster. And then you have to kind of search for that hole for the cotter pin, put your cotter pin back in. I always put the long end. You will see on most cotter pins you have a short side and a long side. I put the long side up because that's what I want to bend back up. And bend it. That's all you need to bend it. It'll never come out, and the prop is rock solid now. Now, if you're using a wrench with a socket, you want to put a board between the cavitation plate and the blade of the propeller, and then tighten it down, normally to about 55 foot-pounds of torque. What I tell everybody to do is tighten it enough to where you put an indent in the board, and then you have it tight enough. The same thing sometimes taking them off, you know, the nut gets pretty tight. You can put the board in on the other blade and then twist it off in reverse. And that's really all there is to changing a boat propeller. Mercury Marine has two different ways of attaching a boat propeller, and this boat shows the second newest design. There's a tab on one side of the nut and a tab on the other, and you have to take a screwdriver and bend that tab down on each side before you can take the nut off. And then when you put your prop back on, you tighten it up, you flatten the two sides against that and bend it back up against the nut. Here at Turning Point Propellers, we pride ourselves on our customer service. So if you have a problem or a question and you need to get in touch with us, you can do it through our website at www.turningpointpropellers.com. Our phone number is there. If you need to call us, feel free to call us 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions.